The court system of the United Kingdom. The law is basically split it into two aspects. One is the criminal law and the other one the civil law. The criminal law, these are serious crimes: murder, assault, theft, and also crimes against the public. Drinking in prohibited areas, smoking in prohibited areas, carrying a weapon, selling tobacco to people under 18. And then there are civil laws. These are family matters, divorce, disputes about money. And the criminal cases, they are done at the criminal courts. At the criminal courts, there are the magistrate courts. There are the magistrates. And in Scotland, there are the justice of peace courts. There are the justice of peace. And they are unpaid, these justice of peace or the magistrates. And they're also not specifically legally qualified, but they are receiving a specific training. In Northern Ireland, it are the deputy judges or the district deputy judges doing it. And these people, they are these magistrates or the justice of peace people. They are saying the verdict, guilty or not guilty, and in Scotland it is also not proven possible, and then also the sentence, how high the penalty should be. And for serious criminal cases, there are the Crown Courts, and in Scotland it are the Justice of Peace Court, the Crown Courts and the Sheriff Courts in Scotland, Crown Courts in England, Sheriff Courts in Scotland, and the High Courts in Scotland for very serious criminal cases. And where it is in front of judge and jury. In Scotland, at the sheriff courts, there can be also a sheriff or sheriff and a jury. The judges at these courts, they are making sure that it all runs properly and the laws correctly interpreted. And where the jury is saying the sentence and the judge is saying the verdict. The jury, and these are the people selected from the electoral register. I'll come to that in a moment. So the jury, these are 12 people, or 15 in Scotland. They are selected from the electoral register. That is the big register thing in which all the people of the United Kingdom are registered if they want to vote. And they then they are then random picked from that and then put into the court to listen to the hearing at the Crown Court or the Sheriff Court or the High Court. In Scotland, Sheriff Court and Crown Court. And the judge there is saying the sentence. So that means for minor criminal cases, there are magistrate courts with magistrates, and in Scotland, the court of with Justice of Peace Court, and in Northern Ireland, it are also the magistrate courts, but where it is in front of the deputy judge or district deputy judge. And for serious cases, it is the Crown Courts, where it is judge and jury, or the Sheriff Courts, or for very high courts in Scotland, but it's also judge and jury. And then there's the civil part, first of the civil law. And so these personal insults, money procedure, contracts, divorce, family matters. There are the county courts, and in Scotland, it are the sheriff courts. And for more serious, with larger compensation claims, there are the high courts or the court of season in Scotland. And there's a small money procedure, and that is if there's just about 10,000 in England, or 5,000 in Scotland, or 3,000 in Northern Ireland, a dispute about that sum of money. Then we can come together in a room together with the judge. There is no lawyer needed and not the big thing of court, so it's way cheaper. And we can then sit together with the judge and try to find the agreement, because it's just about money, and they don't have to pay the money if they don't do it in the big courtroom. So they both have a great interest to finding a solution. And there's also the thing can be done online. So the thing setting together is called small money procedure. And there's something else for children, basically. From 10 to 17, there are the youth courts, and they are 3 specifically trained magistrates. And the courts are closed. No photographs, no names in the newspapers, and parents or carers should attend. But if it's very serious, then it comes also for the Crown Courts. What is happening there? In Scotland, it is the children's hearing system. In Northern Ireland, the youth conferencing system. So in short, there are the magistrate courts for the criminal law. Magistrate courts with magistrates and the Justice of Peace courts with the Justice of Peace. Then for more serious cases, the Crown Courts and the Sheriff Courts, or in Scotland, then very high, this is all Scotland, the different thing, the High Courts, and the Youth Courts are also, and the Children's Hearing System and the Youth Conferencing System. And for the civil part, we have the county courts, and the Sheriff Courts, and the High Courts, then in England again, for serious cases, High Courts and the Justice of Peace. The Court of Season. Justice of Peace was one for minor cases in criminal law. Justice of Peace is for large compensation claims for more serious civil disputes. And then there's a small money procedure, and that can be done also online. And that is according to the Live in UK test on several pages, for example 132 and 133.